Hi, folks. Nick Tuckert here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Tonight, we're going to talk a bit about the upcoming 6-second challenge video reviews. There was some technical difficulties, so some of them may not be uh, uh, in sync with what is planned. Well, they're not here. Like I said, I had some technical difficulties. It has been fixed, and hopefully I'll be able to review some other people's. Now, due to some slight delayed parental issues, I've had to improvise my target, which is fine. I have no problem with that. So I'm going to set something up, and basically I'm going to try to stab the heck out of it. Now, this is the part where I do a minor confession. I did a no-no. I sort of fell over wrong and caught myself wrong. So I popped my wrist and my elbow a bit. Uh, it's not terrible, but I've been, since then I've put it in my brace because when things go wrong, out come the braces, out come things. So I still should be able to do a quick 6-second demo, to try to get things on the line. But basically, part of the condition of my extreme neuropathy is that I mechanically can't do traditional push-ups without damaging myself. It's just it's another natural part of being unnatural, which happens. I'm sure there's a necromancer who would find great fun in helping me deal with my dead nerves, but that's okay. I'm still going to attempt it southpaw and possibly multi-weapon, depending on what I can get. Now, before we get into that, I need to pay my bills. So first and foremost, a huge shout out to Joe Bachman over at Joe Bachman Technologies, who, let me see, is he here? He is the founder of indiecd.org, which is the independent creator directory. He also has provided financial support to keep me streaming through StreamYard in form of paying for this year's, and whenever it comes up, next year's StreamYard is already paid for. So that's a major relief off of my back, and it'll split sometime this year. So I really look forward to that. Now, the other ways I keep the lights on are my amazing Patreon folks, which most of the people in the chat are right here. I see you guys, and I love you. I just got to go through my ritual. I also realized I'm still in never mind the furthermore mode. So how about I just squiggle in a little? I'll scooch in a little closer. How's that? It's a little more friendly, a little more intimate. That's okay. But we're going to talk about, we'll mention my books. We'll talk about why this is a good time of year to reevaluate them, talk about your efforts, see how you guys are doing. I have been doing slow drills and stuff, and then I had a fall. This is called a setback. Some people would cover it up or fake it. I'm more likely to treat it and explain to you what happened, because too many people depict themselves online as somehow perfect. Now, I've been icing it. I've treated it right. I should be able to do some limited use, and limited use should be more than enough for me to set a 6-second timer and just play with. Here, I'll move it. You see this lovely chair with its lovely cheap tape targeting? I want to see something while you're here. If I bring the stick or training right out, you guys can see that that's still a full range of motion. That's still a full range of motion. I wanted a little more padding on the top so I didn't beat up my chair too much, but we'll make it work. I may end up investing in a mobile, like a waveform style upright dummy of some sort for just this sort of video. It's on my shopping list. But right now there's a lot going on. So I'm going to try to use this, and we'll see. Basically, we'll see how it goes. I can't set an on-screen timer, but what I'll do is I'll use my lovely phone to set a 6-second alarm, and we'll just go, and then you guys can help count, and we'll figure, let me know how many I got in 6 seconds in a mildly limited faculty as a reference for gaming. It's interesting that this comes up today because if you're involved with the gaming world, it just took today took a took a few turns. It's been an actually very difficult day for me, aside from getting hurt between my broadcasts. Well, right before I thought I'd be okay, I did my whole live stream. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna go put my brace on. The news about the D&D new OGL hit, and as a game designer and as somebody who has games in the works and was planning to do D&D compatible versions, it's hard for creatives because right now it seems like either major corporations or systems like AI are striving to take our jobs and take our potential. It's terrifying. And whenever I'm scared, whenever I need to work through something, that's what training's for. You work on the body, you clear the mind. I also found out that because of some of the healthcare, this is the time when healthcare things switch around. A couple of my medicines are no longer covered. So we're bouncing around trying to get something else to happen. So it's rough. And I'm not going to hide that from you guys because rough days happen. And yes, happy Epiphany. But let's go through the chat, and then we'll talk a bit more about. I'm going to talk about books. I know I normally plug them at the beginning, but I want to. I'm going to fold that in just a little bit to something I want to talk about, and then I'll take this off and I'll see how this is feeling, and I'll see if I feel up to some fairly leisurely. I'm not going to hyperdrive myself because obviously I'm not up for it. But just to get a feeling of what a couple of and there's the little short knife that might be easier for some of the things. Basic speeds feel like if I'm working at a funky angle and limited. But we're going to figure that out. When I am a little bit better, I will do a separate video, but I feel I owe you guys something. So I want to make sure you guys have that. So let's go through the chat real quick. I would be doomed without my ergonomic mouse, but right now, because of what my arm has to do, there we go. We just angle that out. Here we go. I can make it work. When I say one thing before I get into this, when I say I specialize in adaptation and working around physical limitations, that's on purpose. I mean, it's my everyday. And if I do it well, people don't know I'm adapting. So that's that. But first comment through the door is our own Cindy Kep. Well, hello there, General Kenobi. But hello. Woo! Friday stream time. Yes, it is. And we have a whole lot to talk about. Don't forget to tip your host. If you wish to send me funds just because it's the kindness of your heart, PayPal.me/Nicholas Tockert is always there, as is the option of joining the Historical Fencing Guild Patreon, and simply buying my books through Amazon.com/Nicholas Tockert. Sanders had a rough day as well, so Alexander,
because you were mean.
I was not mean, Alexander. I am streaming live. It is time for you to go back and see your mother. Please close the door behind you. I caught him with his hand in the proverbial cookie jar. I'm sorry for that interruption. But Yes, it's been a trying day. And any day I can talk things down, I try. Okay. But let's get back to where we were. Sorry about that. Ow. Yeah, and I sleep in these every day. As soon as I go to bed, why I stop doing a lot of late night streams is it takes me a while to get into. I wear gloves and padding under it normally. I do it during the day when I'm worried about keeping an eye on swelling and things. I don't wear my padding, but this is more emergency status than anything else. But instantly southpaw. Interestingly, Cindy, I started fencing with the Society for Creative Anachronism in very early 2001, and I did so shortly after my 19th birthday, if I'm keeping my dates correct, and I broke my wrist in an off-road skateboarding accident on my 19th birthday. So I developed the whole beginning of my fencing lefty dominant because my right hand was basically useless, and I kept it in a sling and did all my drilling with what worked. If you need help, let us know. Right now it's the frustrations of having a limitation when your mind tells you all the things you want to do that aren't limited. It's like I can't scrub dishes well. There's a list of things that because I am not supposed to angle and push for long periods of time, nor do heavy vibration things like hammers and things to someone who's formerly very much a DIY kind of crafty sort of guy. To be told you really aren't supposed to turn a screwdriver or use a hammer or a saw or push hard into these nerves without extreme care, it's debilitating emotionally as well as physically. But you work through it and you find what you can do and different tools and workarounds and things like that. But it's good for me to have a bad day because a bad day will remind me to be appreciative of the good days, and it keeps the adaptation fresh in my mind because it gives me new ideas. And when I discover something like I have a new kind of can opener. I got a new electric can opener that has a very wide kind of U-shaped handle, and it bites down, and it doesn't leave any sharp edges when it opens up the cans. So I can just kind of flat fist down, or even on a bad day, forearm down onto it, prop the can up with whatever means I can, and it'll do the can, and then it works. Understanding things like that, while not necessarily intrinsically involved in any way, shape, or form, with Western martial arts or Eastern martial arts or what we do, does overlap with the mentality I have. And it's why, my affection for extremely light weapons is far more practical than anyone wants to admit. My character sheet has gotten kind of ugly. I don't have the strength I used to have, and I took some serious con hits. So we're working on it. If you need to know how to use weapon stuffs, Amazon.com/store/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tucker, author, and then my numbers, B07P26PSF3. And it's funny because several of those numbers in that sequence have meanings to me. But go get the art of Nick. Yes, I have been, previous to this, been doing a lot more art, and I'm trying to get ready to do some projects. And here, I will show you. This is the latest completed piece for those of you who aren't following me on DA. I did that actually very, very early this morning, very late, because I was talking to my dear friend Dan Hollifield, which I am very careful to do because we both end up staying up too late, which I did. Kind of set the theme for today. Sign up for Nick's Patreon at patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild. And thank you, Cindy. Cindy Koepp, CKOEPP.com. She's just a wonder of creation, and I'll be looking into her educational stuff real soon to help with my homeschooling of my son. And she said, "Po Buddy's nerfed it." Oh, God, I could have that tattooed. Take care of yourself, first of all. I'm going to, and if I start hurting too bad, or I hear that Xander's having more trouble than I think Mandy can handle alone, I'll truncate the show tragically. But my fans all know that that's part of my living situation, and that's okay. We adapt, we improvise, adapt, and overcome. Speaking of improvising, Thesa said, I set a timer on my computer, then put it on the television. That's wise. And Cindy reminded us that it is Happy Epiphany wise, guys. Happy Epiphany to you too, Cindy. Foxy and I planned to film yesterday, then again in June, July, then again in December to see if we improve or maintain. Excellent. I am at that point where, to do what I have to do, the brace is not happy, and I have to run my mouse to run the show. So we will let that settle down. Yes, I will get to do my funky hand exercises while I chat with you guys. Fortunately, you don't mind. No worries, family happens. Thank you. I preferred case of rapier and rapier to dagger. Ended up rapier and dagger, so I ended up ambidextrous in the fencing adventures. Absolutely. I am evolving basically to be a small sword fighter by necessity. So that's because, as I shared that video around, a small sword weighs about 14 ounces. So does a dagger. It's less than a pound. So even with leverage, it's something I can handle. I just have to find someone with the right kind of grip that's in a not insane price range and has an adequate trainer. Oh, Foxy says, I've had a day too. Missed my night meds last night, and boy, have I felt it. Oh, that is so terrible. Cindy said, I was just going to record a bunch of smacking a pillow, then cut it to 6 seconds. That works too. That works. That actually is a great way. Use the mouse lefty. I do that at work all the time, and it weirds out. I would, except, hold on. My mouse is a ergonomic vertical mouse. So my hand naturally comes in and goes here, okay? Which is fine, except I can't supercate. I can only supercate about this far in my brace. So it's a situation where I wore the brace to immobilize for most of the day, to rest everything and let the joints pop back where they needed to be, hydrated, push Tylenol. When you know you've made a mistake, you learn the rules to deal with it, and you learn your limitations. So I'm hoping I will be good for some very quick limited work, and if I'm not, that just means my time will look better later, I guess. But that normally, if it were my flat mouse, I'd use it lefty. I don't. Yeah, it would be dicey. Let's see. Wow. Foxy says we used the wooden stick, Cindy, so you could hear each hit and count them. Our cutting target was an old bedroom fan stand, a piece of PVC, and a broom handle with about 2-pound ankle weights to hold it down. That's wonderful. I had planned something more elaborate, and then my day fell apart. So the masking taped onto a folding chair ancient pillow. I had one that would have worked better, but it was currently being used. So we'll make it work. I do too. Cindy always used mouseless lefty. Drives people nutty. Lost Nick and he's back. Is my internet being bad too? Oh gosh. when it rains, it pours, folks. You learn. Oops, sorry. You learn to fix the next oops. Ooh, peculiar mouse. Yes, I have a second one that's not plugged in, so I can hold it. These are called vertical mice, and let me put this down. What they do, and this is my backup, because it's for me to supercate, I can't. The going flat and running a mouse for a long time, that's part of how I developed my carpal tunnel. So naturally, that's part of what makes it the worst. But this guy, I can bring my hand in and it docks. A wired one is only like $12 on Amazon. It's very, very good. I recommend them for anyone, actually. And my keyboard is on a laptop rack, so it's angled at about 30 degrees. And then, let me hold it up, is an ergonomic keyboard. This ran me around 30 when I got it. It has a very nice padded wrist brace, which when it's up on my little thing, I actually can rest. And the weight, because it's angled as such, the weight isn't on there, and I can actually type quite comfortably. Well, relative for me, it's still getting my fingers to hit what I tell them to, but they're really there should be no hesitation to pick tools that are ergonomic and functional. And it's like, that's why this is my favorite knife, because I lock it in. I can open up envelopes and bags and packages that ripping wouldn't be an option. So I have a lot of control, and I don't have to dig it out of a pocket. Now, it's gotten my necklace has gotten out of hand because I was using my pen and little stylus. But on here, I have my three big tools. In that, this is my med box, which should always be empty by the time I start the show. My emergency flashlight that lets me see the stairs and keyholes, and then my knife, which glows in the dark. Little things like that, because accessing my pockets when my hands aren't working is very, very difficult. That's why my phone always has a good lanyard on it, because I can pull it out by the lanyard without having to dig in and pinch. And let's see. So yeah, these are great tools just for adaptation. And don't think it was her. You did skip for me. Well, I'm sorry if I'm skipping for Cindy, but I'm glad I'm not skipping for you. Vertical mice are called Jerry. Hi, hi, Johnny. I needed that today. You should see my hands. I can do 180. I'm too stretchy. So is my wife. Amanda is. Joe teleports in, drops the like, waves at the crowd, grabs the water, tips his hat to the host, and teleports back out. Bye, Joe. Hi, Joe. If you're there or not, love you. I'll be bugging you later anyway. Hi, Joe. Oh, I need a phone lanyard. I drop that little bugger all the time. Yes. Now, okay. I was going to talk about some things, and this will give me a chance to make sure all the wrist bones are vaguely where they're supposed to be. Yeah, it can be regular. Yes, my wife's hips pop out of socket frequently, as do her knees. Now, she got me this. She got me this awesome. My wife got me this at Squatching in the Snow. It's a metal bottle, but it's brand new. And oops, give me just a second. What's that? Nope. I have to drink water as water. It's probably better for me, but it's still a very nice little water bottle. Can I get the... When I realized I did this, I had to tell her, let me have the knife, please. Anyway. Your hand bone's connected to the wrist bones. Your wrist bones aren't connected to anything. Whoopsie. Yeah, everyone's like, punk. Speaking of physical limitations, due to the snow, I've had to wear work boots for the first time since my accident. I was able to put them on, lace them, and tie them. I feel accomplished. You should. And, oh, that's a pleasant sound. Yes, it really is. Now, back to something like Historical Fencing Guild business. I should keep on. It is early in the year, and a lot of people are making or dealing with the resolutions they made to try to get in shape or get more exercise or do something new. Now, that's when it's a good time, if you have not read through either Kindle or the actual paper, to look at something like The Simple Sword. Because you can learn how to build up from nothing. If you've never held a sword, this will tell you what the parts of a sword are, how to hold them, how to make it go, and all in large, non-threatening stick figures. Now, yes, I leave a lot of room in the margins because when I have manuals like this, oh, excuse me, I tend to mark them up. I like to highlight things and go, this is good. This is something everyone needs to know. I may just mark one of these up just for my own reference. And you get a little bit of that in both the sequels, the Fighting Axe and the Simple Spear, because these two manuals together build on that one. Hence, they can all be read individually, but to get the full impact, you can read them in sequence. And learning to sword fight, even if you don't do it from me, is a wonderful way to get healthy. It's intensely aerobic. You can cater the training to your physical ability, and you can, and it gives confidence. It builds, like any martial art, spatial sense, balance. I am not a doctor, so if you're going to start the study of any martial art, I recommend speaking to a medical professional first. But I also find that it's very good for stress relief. Because I will tell you, setting up a pel, which is a large target you hit with a sword, and beating the P mortal stuffings out of it with a stick will leave you cathartically vented. You have unleashed your fury on something designed to take it. And if you're teaching your body to do it effectively, oh darn. When switching topics, I should ding the bottle. No, I'm too likely to get lost in dinging the bottle because the tone changes as I drink the water. But so I think my system, and I'm proud of it, is a good way to get a start. And that way, if you want to learn other systems, either from other modern instructors like Guy Windsor or Anthony DeLongis, who are two I absolutely recommend, or you want to go more Eastern, and I definitely, if you're looking to study Eastern martial arts, especially weapon styles, your first place to look should be Dr. Yang Jwing Ming. The man is, well, he's a master at it. He's a maestro. So that's what I'd say for going there. It's important to plan and prep these things. Now, Thesis says, well, I go back to my hip doctor for my final follow-up in late April, so I plan to ask him about going back to full training. Wonderful. Now, if he says no, listen to him and go in easy. If he says yes, go in easy anyway. Don't rush your body. That's how you have setbacks. Cool, Cindy says. I hope you get the good words. Oh, Joe says, I'm still here. I'm just doing my usual flipping between two places. Yeah, Joe is a magical acrobat. He just teleports around the cyber realm. And Cindy says, at Joe Bachman, I'm not nearly that acrobatic. Thesis says, me too, Cindy. My physical therapist told me to wait at least 6 months before doing anything physical, so we've been doing stance training and circle walking. Beautiful. You have to give yourself time to recover so you don't hurt yourself. And then when you're coming out of recovery, you want to train. In my experience, you want to train in soft styles first, very limited, because you have to find where your line is. Sorry, I'm having just a bit of nerve pain, but we'll see. We'll see how things are going. If he tries to do too much, I sit on him. Literally. One of these days, Foxy, I'm going to have to introduce you to the green room. Anyhow, Thesis says, doesn't that get him to do too much? Yes. November 8th would have been 6 months. Different angles, Johnny. Well, I'm glad you're keeping your angle alignment in mind. But I'm feeling myself try to put this off, so I'm going to move this so you can see the board. Let me set this up real quick. I am not using anything particularly exciting for this experiment, and I'm going to drop the mouse. The mouse. Drop the phone. Anyhow, let me make sure that is off. That is set. And we're going to go to my lovely little clock app. And no, I don't need my half hour. I need 0 minutes. No, 0 minutes. 6 seconds. Okay, so I have the 6-second tap here. I'm not going to be doing anything elaborate, and I'm not going to be pushing myself. Let me see if I can't just show a little of the mess a bit better. There we go. So I'm going to hit. Oh, let's see. Wow. So different angles. Doesn't that okay? Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. I'm not showing anything on my end, so it may be yours. Did you send the vids? We're very well of our alignment. Haha. Evening, everyone. Evening, Blue Teddy. If you're up to it, I set you a time of 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow so that it doesn't interrupt your game time tomorrow night, if that's viable. If not, we can schedule around. Hello there. Trying a little lower res, maybe it will behave. Nope, nice theory, failed under practice. Blue. See, Nick has there. See, what Nick has there qualifies as a cool stick. Yes, this is my sword simulating object. When I don't know what I want it to be, I just grab this thing. Videos were sent. I checked last. They were the only ones in the folder. I looked right before the show, and they did not come up. So I will check it after I do mine. And if not, we'll look at them next week. And we had a comment done. Cool. And Johnny Freaking Cage, thanks. I'll add that to my research. Okay, trying a different platform. Stand by. You know what? Because it's Cindy, I will delay. And what I'm going to do is dig up what trainers I have in reach to see what feels like it's going to... Oops. move right. Incidentally, this is the first trainer I did live. This is the first trainer I did a live review on. That doesn't feel bad today. I might get a little more aggressive. Oh, that time works for me. Looking forward to it. Okay, then what I will do is I will send you the StreamYard backdoor link that will let you come in, and I'll be on a little before 10 a.m. if all goes well. We'll set it up, and I'll have you send me any images you want me to break down, okay? And thanks. I'm on FB now. Excellent, Cindy. Just check the folder, and there are in there for me. I had 14, almost 15 strikes in 6 seconds. I won't likely do that well because, like I said, I'm not feeling. I injured my hand a little bit, but we'll see, because the left arm is a little dodgy, so I'll probably still go right for speed, because my right hand, even injured, is faster than my left. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out which one feels right, and then I realize I'm overthinking it. So I'm a little nervous. Y'all can laugh. Oh, just checked my folder, and there are for me. Okay, cool. So to do this, I have to look away from the screen for just a second. Sorry, guys. Not ignoring you. And I will lose some time with the time transfer, but also it's harder to throw shots sitting down. But I was using both hands and deer knives. Go, Nick, go. Okay, let's just see. Let me make sure the volume. Because this runs counter to everything I usually set up. So let me just move that. Let me hit here. It should be under, so hopefully you'll hear the alarm. And you know what? I'm going to do what I never, people don't talk. I'm essentially going to do it from the draw. Try to keep my mind in. I got 14. I may have broke my chair, and I had to switch to a two-handed stance to follow the chair down. So that threw me off. My count was, cancel, was 14. I need to find the end cap. That was not a sword fight. That was just a brutal stick beatdown. I'm a little slow. I hear laughter from the other room, so either my wife saw that or heard me say that wasn't a sword fight, that was just a brutal stick beatdown. But I'm a little slow right now. I want to apologize. My point being, okay, foundering, fat and out of shape. I think I caught between 14 and 16 strikes while tracking a target that was unexpectedly moving. I will say I was striking with, because I switched from poking to my more my two-handed style isn't usually used. How do I want to put this? I don't drill that as calibrated because that's one of my natural defensive techniques. So basically it was gut, and when it went down, I curb stomped it with a stick. I'll have to see that video in response, but yeah, I went for the kill and then mutilated the body to go up a level. That being said, if I can throw, and they were, at least from how it felt, all pretty on target. I mean, I was striking the strike area. I'll have to look at the video. I may crop that, but yeah, I've been joking that 2023 is my villain arc. instead of my background attacking me, I straight up assassinated my background. And yeah. So to anyone who wants to give martial characters flack about how many attacks they can throw in a 6-second round in Dungeons and Dragons, they can shove right off. Or more aptly, any game but Dungeons and Dragons till they pull their derriere. They need a cranial anal ectomy because of what's going on with WotC. But I feel better as a human being right now. I have just the slight bit of sweat started up because when I turn such things on, yeah. I'm either training, sparring, or in kill it a lot mode. Oh, I think I put a bend. Put a slight bend. I think I got a nice slight, very, very slight. Now look. Yeah, okay. I put a slight bend in the PVC. I will accept that as acceptable. That mirrored the oops, I have to defend myself by striking someone with my cane. I suppose I do drill that once in a while. Now, let's see the comments I missed. Because we were talking at about 8:40. God, it's only been 5 minutes. Go, Nick, go. I was shocked I beat Thesis. Giggles, I think it's dead. Stop, he's already dead. R.I.P. chair. Woohoo! The murderous intent in this man, straight for the stab. To shank. It is both a noun and a verb. Follow through with your stabs. When you are aggressively going for, not calibrated, but to actually do bodily harm, you want to punch through the target. Calibration is poke, 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 poke. Doing the problem is, turning this noun into a verb. It works with several other interesting nouns. Hammer, fist. Anyway, right? That was awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You could successfully killed that big spider. Oh, no, that wasn't nearly aggressive enough for a spider kill. No. The last time I went, no, that was slow. Spider kills are. Hello, some person. Oh man, how I wish that chair was made of green screen material. Please don't. Although I'm sure someone will have fun with that. LOL. Richard Craniums. I like that. 4 strikes in 6 seconds for a high-level fighter is ridiculous. That's insane. It's like a good finishing move. You do your signature taunt first. D-E, dead. D-E-D, dead. Yes, when I have reason to kill such things. Now, see, I didn't have the right target, so it actually slowed me down. If I can get a Wave Master and I can get kind of a double stab thing going, I think I could do better. But like I said, I'm slow right now, and it's bothering me because that's slow. And I want you to understand that. That was slow. Fast looks entirely different. Fast starts to get anime, where you can't process how many attacks you're seeing. And like I said, I'll have to rewind it and look over my own shoulder. the chair slowly disappears and leaves up a gold coin and a turkey leg. That's almost as good as wall turkey. Anyhow, who doesn't love wall turkey? That's one of the benefits of being a vampire hunter. Wall turkey. Anyhow, yeah. If that was slow for you, then I'm in trouble because I think you beat my high score. I don't know what's weirder. That was. I considered that applied. I was throwing and what's funny is I was trying to throw combos, but as I realized it was going down, it just became wheeling actions. I'm not Johnny. I'm not going to bring that up because I don't even want to be brushed with painted with that particular brush. And those who are reading the chats know, but I can't condone that. You know what? I'm going to talk about that. I would not condone even symbolically implying physical damage to a company, even if they're being dicks. I will say that if it's true and they are trying to do that, I am going to boycott WotC until that policy changes. And I will do my level best to boycott Hasbro as well. And as somebody who's been buying Magic cards and playing Magic since Alpha and buying D&D supplements when I could as an adult since the good old days, yeah, anything I get that's them's going to be secondhand. Or I will be shopping their competitors. For WotC, obviously I am a competitor. Later this month, we'll be launching the Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, the role-playing game, and I will be putting that out. I'm going to spend the next foreseeable future, now that I have processed, and I'm going to tell you, that hit like a gut punch, that news. It physically hurt me today. It hurt me worse than my wrist, which I managed to get some things popped, so it's doing a bit better. Yeah, Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, which owns D&D. So if Wizards of the Coast is being stupid, you don't just boycott them, you boycott Hasbro, and you explain to them that you are doing this. Because impassioned pleas will not change people's minds. But bottom line changes change people's minds. And if they're going to tamper with the OGL, which greatly endangers and threatens the bottom line of many, many creators I know, then it's only fair that we return the favor. But yes. Because I'll say this, I actually like WotC. I like D&D. I like Magic. They're fun games. There's a legacy there. I don't want them to suffer. I don't want them to stop making them. But I cannot abide this villainous policy. Therefore, I am honor bound to say, no, this is wrong. And even if it is potentially damaging to me, either through not being able to pursue some of my interests or financially or whatever, I have no choice, because as soon as you start putting a price tag on your honor, you're no longer honorable. You didn't go curb stompy thesis, or do? That's true. I've made a clip of curb stomp it with a stick to advertise the stream to Twitter. Oh, I've done it again. Okay. And yes, that gets us back to Hasbro owns D&D. Could you wrench me, please? I can add links to your campaign. Certainly. Give me just a moment, because to do that, it is much easier for me to hop on my computer and my phony computer here. Well, not phone computer, not phony computer. And go to, where the heck is my YouTube? Yes, all the notices. Yes, I know that the green room. This is why I don't turn my phone on. People get very active this time of day. But, oh, shoot, I have to switch accounts to do that. And go here. And guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like, because YouTube is actively trying to suppress my content. So we'll go here. Let's go. Where did they put my comments, please? Live chat. There we are. And come on, it's being slow. Boink. You are now a wrench, as is Blue Teddy. That way, if you need to show things on this channel, I may have wrenched you on my other channel, because I do have two, the Nicholas Tucker channel and the Historical Fencing Guild. Anyway, curb stomps fixes all. I am not an angry man anymore. I have found calm in my center most of the time. No one's calm all the time. But at one point, I was not calm. And I've learned to find where that place is in me and apply it up when called for. Lizards of the Coast? That's funny. There should there be a flurry of slashes attack? I would say so. That might be, that would be an obvious feat that you could throw. I think also a chain more like a instead of a great cleave that goes through, a chained attack, where if you hit high enough, you get to roll again until you miss, because I've seen it happen. It's broken, but that's fine. First rule: do not piss off the nerds. They are legion, for they are many. You're not wrong, indeed. Most people will just make their own program maps. Yeah, just need to print good print to glue on some chipboard. Yeah, I make maps. Oh yes, and sign up for the Shadow Band Hybrids, the role-playing game by Nick Tucker. Jump into adventure if you are worthy. Great tagline. Indiegogo.com/projects. Hybrids, the role-playing game, coming soon. That will probably not be launching on Indiegogo. I believe it will all be exclusively going through Fund My Comic with the Fund My Comic launch. I am not 100% certain. That is the business side of things that I let Luke Stone handle. Remember, the Historical Fencing Guild is tonight. Yeah, at 7 p.m. Central. I love it. Double wrenches. Whoa, ultimate power. It sounded like you said lizards, though. I probably did. I am prone to both malaprops and Freudian slips. So it is saying lizards of the coast because they're behaving in a cold-blooded, predatory manner could not possibly have come out of my mouth. Oh, yes. Folks, go vote on the poll to show Nick how much we love him and what kind of videos he should film this year. Get good bits of weapon instruction from good bits of basic weapon instructions, Amazon.com/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tucker. And my deviantart.com/Nick T for my art. Blue Teddy narrations, phenomenal cosmic power, itty bitty living space. If you hit an idiot once, there ain't nobody to break it up. You need to keep hitting him, because when you stop hitting him, he's going to hit you. That is an interesting point to stop. You need to be in control and assess your targets. Anytime you're using a weapon technique in a self-defense situation, you want to ensure it is minimal force. You don't want one more hit than necessary. So if somebody's coming at you, even if they have a knife, and you crack them in the kneecap with your cane or a piece of the scenery, a mop, collapsible baton, whatever, you go, donk, and they crumble like a sack of potatoes. You don't then go finish the job, as demonstrated. That is what not to do. You hit it and quit it. I almost made a joke, but get out. Self-defense should always be about minimal effort because you have to defend your actions in a court of law. And I believe in neutralizing the threat. I don't want to have to go before a jury of 12. Okay? But I'm not going to get carried by 6 of my friends either. So it's understanding that balance. That's why please pay attention and be aware of your surroundings so that you can avoid that kind of situation. Okay, we have a comment dump. I don't get a lot of those on the show. Let's see. Yes, now I want to watch a lad. Patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild. Yes, if you want to basically have Nick make this video and have me actually do it real quick, usually, that is the best way to do it. Wondering how many signups you have. I don't know. Luke handles all of that. My job is to make great game engines. His job is to make it pretty and sell the heck out of it. Handle all the taxes and the background work. I just get my check. Either if it's a one-off game design thing, I get my check. I'm doing it for this much. Hold on. I'm gonna have to switch brand for just a second to find something. I am switching the brand just to do this. I do the job, I get paid. That's what I do. Luke handles it when we're working together. He handles all the other stuff. And let's get us back to where we belong. Thanks. That message was brought to you by Brian K. Morris. But there are some things we have to talk about, and I kind of showed. We need to not think in single hit, parry. We need to think in combos as we advance as martial artists. And combos build speed, and they give you options. That was ugly. That was ugly because literally everything that could go wrong with hitting a stationary target for drilling, except hurting myself, happened. The pommel, my target went down. The pommel, when I grabbed it, shot off the back. I had to break my stance to follow it down to stay in time with the timed target. But I think it at least vaguely expressed my opinion. Now, I may not be as fast, but I may be more accurate depending on what weapon styles I do next time. You never know, but we shall see. I love being in a space where people get those references. He said it. Yeah. I know I've said this before, but one of my favorite training games is the Echo game. It gives you the ability to focus on many things at once instead of just tunneling on one target. Yes. The Simple Sword, the Historical Fencing Guild's Manual of Defense, Volume 1. Thank you for sharing that. We're a chatty bunch today. And Thesis can explain the Echo game if folks aren't aware of it. But you had fun beating it up. Apparently, seeing me beat the tar out of helpless furniture just empowers you guys to feel motivated. And I did. And I actually... Ugly, that was the cutest thing I've seen all week. Yeah, I was just like a little hobbit-looking dude just going. Shillelaghing something, That was not good form. That was not the proper way to do anything. Well, yeah, it was the proper way to beat a chair into submission. And whatever happens, that chair knows who's boss. And you know what? I think my background might be a little more behaved after seeing what happens when I lose my cool. Although I didn't lose my cool. I was in perfect control of all that. Right, Johnny? The gleeful mayhem was so endearing. The chair laid back like it was going to make snow angels. Oh, God. Oh God, I'm gonna be in the pantheon with Waffle House, Wendy, and Cheris. If you guys know both those references, it's been an interesting arc for furniture you sit on. But wow, that's an hour. We did things. uh this may not have been the most educational episode of the Historical Fencing Guild's live stream, but I would say it was one of the most lively in some time. And given all the stress I've been carrying, I think I needed that. I think that was cathartically satisfying. Waffle House girl is my hero. Oh, she's absolutely my hero. I thought that was beautiful, and I've seen the longer versions of the clip. Guys, I believe that capacity is sexy. No, seriously. I find it's like a form of sapiosexual. You know, where some people intelligence is very sexy. The ability to cut fence and sort some people out is something I find attractive. My wife, when I met her, wore about 50 pounds plus of armor, not counting her helmet, and fought guys a good 2 foot taller than her with a 7.5 foot glaive. You know, to those of you who are intimidated by strong women, you deserve to be intimidated by strong women. I have flat out said that. Don't forget to tip your host. Yeah, if you wanted to donate to help keep the lights on and maybe help me get a better stand-up target so I'm not just destroying chairs, you can gleefully donate things to me. Now, see, now it's in the wrong. Need banner? No. Yeah, I need banner for that. At paypal.me/Nicholas Talker. New chair. Edutainment is a thing. Edutainment is what I go for. Because if it's funny, if it's light, you'll learn far better than if it's grumbly. She was all, B, you did not. Yes, she was. I also love good-looking women who can kick my butt. That's life, yes. Just don't tip like the poor chair. Blue Teddy says, new chair fund, LOL. Speaking of guys, on my other channel, tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm going to be doing an art critique with Blue Teddy Narrations. I'm going to have her send me some images, and I'll pull them up, and we'll talk about her art and or the links to it, and we'll look to see how that works. You know, how can she improve it? What's working really well for her? What's not? I also will be unveiling sometime very soon a secret video I did on the Nicholas Talkert channel for Jody McPhee because he requested that I do the same for one of his art pieces. And after it was such a good conversation. I think he grew from it. I'll be willing to show what I did, and we talked a lot about drawing laces. So we're going to get, you know, that will be out and revealed again probably sometime tonight. Some person says, take a look at Nick's books, The Simple Sword, The Simple Spear, and The Fighting Axe, both of it, all three available through Amazon.com/store/Nicholas Talker. Yeah, you can find that. You can find my tabletop war game books, The Big Stompy Robots, which is a lighthearted name and an actually pretty good series with 2 novellas that are not terribly lighthearted, being Eyes to the Skies and Small Arms. There should be several more of those coming out this year. Basically, whenever I get to where I can sit down and hunch over my keyboard and just expound on mixed units with mechs and tanks blowing things up, because that's fun. I've told Foxy many times the reason that lots of men and women don't like her is because she's a certified BA and she carries herself like one. Yeah, the weak fear. And it's okay to be weak. It's okay to be scared, but it's better if you learn to find ways to build on what you have. Cher knows how to die dramatically. Great actor. Oh, that'll be live? See you there. Yes, Blue Teddy's one will be live. The one for Joe D. McPhee, I recorded and just talked into the camera while I was working on it, in part because I wanted to be sure to get my full statement out before he had any certain levels of questions. Give that chair a Grammy. Grammys are for music, Bones. It did make that noise. I'm going to have fun because you got to remember, I was in the zone, so I haven't gotten to see it. And I may have to trim or clip that or something. We'll see. But it was music to my ears. Sound like one of my friends in high school when he tried the drums. Well, there is a perfect example of how fast an attack can go. Those guys are using short clubs. I have seen drummers literally get short sticks and go to town on dudes. Percussion music. Oh, go. Clip that and send it to Shay. Oh, God. Well, you know what? If it makes people happy and sells books, there's a tarantula on that chair. That I'm fighting with fashion. There's fire, but no, don't burn down your home and attempts to kill a spider, guys. Nah, Johnny, that's flamethrower. Yeah. Although, my wife's Warhammer's around here, and it would work quite well. Or I could just, ask things a question. And remember, whenever you're holding an axe, have as maniacal a grin as you can generate at the moment. It really helps sell the sentiment of the action. Where the heck is that? Well, I'll find that Warhammer when I'm not looking for it, probably with my little toe. Not with gas prices in this heckhole of a country, it isn't. Valid point. I mean, little spiders get a pass, but a big one, nope. I actually, as part of working on my arachnophobia, have gotten as long as it is not making threatening actions, and it's, I will admit a lot of it's vibe based, but y'all know me by now. I'm rarely wrong. I catch and release them. Now, the size of the spider determines just how far out it gets released. So when we get one of the big hobo spiders, we go for a very enthusiastic walk. Because I don't want to deal with, we get crickets out here that are that big. So I don't want to deal with them either. I've been told I'm even scarier when my face is completely devoid of emotion. Yeah, especially with the likelihood of just a couple of very specific micro expressions. Catch and release. Yep. I tend to put like jumping spiders and stuff with my potted plants. I'll do it outside, and part of it is they bug Amanda more than they bug me, and I don't want my wife or son scared. So that's the catch and release outside. Although we have had times where we had jumping spiders on the ceiling, on the far edge of the kitchen, and as long as they stayed where they needed to, where they were and didn't leave their territory, we all got along pretty well. But that's me working on it. Ooh, okay. See, now that's a whole different ballpark. Mom's allergic to their fur. I don't let them produce around here. They get the stick. Fair. Jumping spiders keep the aphids and gnats down. I miss Fred. Well, there's necessity and compassion, and one must balance that in dealing with aggressive spiders and in dealing with aggressive people. This is why I'm a big fan of the Desiderata. I try to avoid loud and aggressive persons, for they are vexations upon the soul. You've heard being shirtless and covered in blood is a good scare tactic. I am fat. I would say unapologetically, but I do apologize. I don't want to look at me, so you certainly wouldn't. No one wants to see me shirtless under just about any circumstance. Oh yeah, as if spiders touch me, auto squish. Can't help it. The feeling, then panic, then squish. That makes sense. For me, there's a set of rules. If it shows up in the bathroom while I'm there, if I can get it out and it's not aggro, it gets out. If it's in the bedroom, it goes down. I just can't deal with that. I found a YouTube channel that actually talks about spiders in your house and which ones are which way, and I'm going to look into that so I can better regulate what is a problem and what is an inconvenience. Haven't seen what Thor looks like in the new God of War. Yes, I have, and that is a great testament to how well presented someone who is carrying a lot of weight can be built. Now, true power lifters, the people who are very strong, are built a certain way. And if I were very strong, I would forgive myself. But I grew up in a household where obesity was a cardinal sin situation, and I did not gain weight until a certain point in my life due to injury, and then it just stuck. Folks like the Big Show, he ain't weak. Exactly. Or the Mountain, the guy from Game of Thrones. In fact, you need that protective layer of fat and muscle to protect your spine and organs. The barrel-chested strong. The people we see, especially in the superhero movies, are deadly levels of dehydrated to look that way. Sammo Hung. Yes, Sammo Hung used to be a big dude, but he could throw down with the best of him. Heard he lost a bunch of weight due to some health issues, though. Yeah, it's hard on your heart. And Sammo could move. I'm a big, long-term Sammo Hung fan. Don't ask me to name the early movies I watched him in, because they're early kung fu flicks. I'm horrible at remembering the names of mostly English movies. But guys, it is an hour 12. Yeah, Sammo is awesome. Sammo is awesome. My throat's starting to get a little. I had fun, so my throat is getting a little haggard. I will have to call it for a bit. If you guys need anything or you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Remember, tomorrow at 10 a.m. will be Art Time with Nick, where I'll do a critique of Blue. I almost said Blue Valkyries, Blue Teddy narrations work, and I'll either go look up a link she sent me, or she can send me some pictures, and I'll pick basically one to focus on. Also, then Monday, never mind the furthermore. Wednesday's going to be a very special Never Mind the Furthermore on the Nicholas Tucker channel, where Brian K. Morris, the originator of Never Mind the Furthermore, will be coming on to seek assistance in helping one of our own, a woman by the name of Amy Hale, who has been through a lot of financial difficulty, and there's a heroic level of a GoFundMe being put together to try to help. So he'll be there, and I'm sure it will be a legendary set of conversations. Thank you. And if you're sending them, you can just send them to me through whatever messenger if they're just images, and then I can download them and I'll put them up as either overlays, or I'll look at them. What I'll probably do is I'll pick the one that I think I can work with the best, and I'll add the image to a layer in Clip Studio Paint and talk you through that way about what I think about it, what I don't, and then I can add layers, and we can just kind of workshop it. I think it'll be a great experience. So thank you for that. Thank you for your attention. Thank you all for remembering to hit that like button, sharing this around, and outside of that, guys, do your drills. And if you want me to talk about the actual, there was some methodology in my grip switch. I went from my standard grip to something else. If you want me to talk about that, let me know, and I might do a discussion. I don't know if it warrants a manual, but it may get a document that I could throw up for the Patreon folks. But do your drills, because only by practicing do you keep your muscle memory in check to be able to say switch from one fighting technique to another. I go from two hand to one hand and hit while a chair is actively falling. So do your drills. Keep your eyes open, guys. You gotta look around. Be tactically aware. If you do nothing for me, if you maintain tactical awareness while you're out and you're engaged in your environment, it may save your lives and the lives of people you love. It's that vital. Be kind to yourself and each other. The world gets rough and we need kindness. So I'm going to ask you to do just that. Be as kind as you can. And as always, folks, thank you for supporting your local Swordmaster. I will see you next week right here at 8 p.m. Eastern for another episode of the Historical Fencing Guild's live stream. Toodles.